It's the evening of March 16th, 2020. This is Esther Lin for MMAfighting.com. Here is an update on how the coronavirus, COVID-19, is impacting UFC, Bellator, and other MMA events. In a letter from UFC President Dana White to UFC employees, the following events are postponed. UFC London, which was expected to happen on March 21st at the O2 Arena, has officially been postponed. The event was to be headlined by Tyron Woodley versus Leon Edwards. The UFC's attempts to rebook Woodley against Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns, or Rafael dos Anjos at a stateside location have been unsuccessful. Also, UFC on ESPN 8 Ngannou versus Rozenstruik, originally scheduled for March 28th in Columbus, Ohio, has been postponed. Due to government restrictions on air travel, gathering, and other businesses, the UFC felt it was impossible to have the event take place in Ohio. Attempts were made to move the event to the UFC Apex Center in Las Vegas, but there's a ban on combat sports in the state of Nevada until March 25th at the earliest, likely longer. Nevada has revoked all combat sporting events licenses until their meeting on March 25th, at which point they will make another decision on future events being held in the state. UFC on ESPN Plus 30 Overeem vs. Harris on April 11th in Portland, Oregon has also been postponed. As of now, no dates or venues have been announced for the 3 postponed events. In other news, Dana White appeared on ESPN SportsCenter today and said that UFC 249 Khabib vs. Ferguson is still on as of now. White said he will do, quote, whatever it takes to make the fight happen. White also noted UFC 249 will likely take place outside of the United States. UFC 249 was expected to go down on April 18th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. It is unclear if the whole card is moving or just certain fights. Dana White also noted that the UFC Performance Institute and the UFC offices are closed until March 31st. In other promotions, after the cancellation of Bellator 241 Pitbull vs. Carvalho last Friday just hours before the fights were to begin, it's been reported by the fighters on the card that they were paid despite the event being cancelled. Bellator welterweight Paul Daly commented on his Instagram, "Thank you Bellator for the way they've handled the cancellation of Bellator 241 here at the Mohegan Sun. They're doing the right thing in the face of a global pandemic. Taking care of us fighters. Right now, we must all do our part to help defeat this virus." There is no word yet if Bellator's next card on May 9th in San Jose will go on. The card has Ryan Bader defending his light heavyweight championship belt against Vadim Nemkov, and Gegard Mousasi facing welterweight champ Douglas Lima for the vacant middleweight championship belt. Cage Warriors president Graham Boylan announced on Monday that the event has been moved from London to Manchester after event producer AEG closed the O2 venue that was scheduled to host. Cage Warriors 113 is now scheduled to take place closed to the public at the BEC Arena in Manchester this Friday. Legacy Fighting Alliance, or LFA, has announced that it will postpone all of its upcoming shows through April as the coronavirus outbreak continues to sweep across the United States. And lastly, Max Holloway posted a poignant statement on Instagram. Here are a few excerpts. "I don't think there's a doc out there who would say COVID-19 is more dangerous than fighting for a living. I'm not afraid of it, to be honest. It's like the flu, but 10 times more deadly. So what? I put myself in more danger every day. So for anybody else who feels that way, I agree. But I also learned it's not about me. I can carry it. I can have no symptoms like Donovan Mitchell. Then I can give it to my grandma, and maybe she doesn't beat it. Then what? All my UFC title belts ain't gonna make me tough enough to deal with that responsibility. Hawaii doesn't have that many hospital beds. If just a few hundred elderly need to be in the ICU for treatment, then what? I don't know. Nobody does, and we don't want to find out. This isn't about most of us who could get it and beat it. It's about the people who won't beat it, so we gotta make sure we do our part to protect them. Take the social distancing seriously. Pretend you already have it. Distance yourself to protect others and yourself. This isn't practice. This is a fight. You guys know me. I love to take fights into deep waters. This isn't one we want to take into deep waters. The quicker we can slow the spread, the quicker we get back to normal. Stay tuned to MMA Fighting for more updates in the world of mixed martial arts as they come in.